This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. You have the codes of the machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you never did. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.com.
And do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome to Man Talk 133 with Charles and Darl, the movement dedicated to empowering men, uniting brothers, and building a strong coalition. This is more than just a conversation. It's a call to action. Join us as we uplift, support, and inspire men worldwide. Because together, we don't just talk, we lead. We grow, and we conquer. Are you ready to be part of the coalition? Let's dive in.
Welcome to Man Talk 133 with Charles and Daryl. What's happening, my boy?
Hey, what's up, my boy? How you feeling? How you feeling, my boy?
Yeah, do it, man. We welcome everybody into the show today, man. Hope y'all had a good week, good day, good whatever. Just hope we're good, dog. That's all I hope. You know what I'm saying? So, dog, so we got some stuff to get into today, man. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on in the world, bro. A lot of stuff going on in the world.
Yeah, man. Yeah, oh yeah.
And so I wanted to talk, man. I had to show mental sobriety, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, mental sobriety is the ability to maintain a balanced and healthy emotional state, even amidst challenging life circumstances, without resorting to addictive behaviors or substance. Dude, what? Well, we like 2 minutes into the show, dog, and I done got the Porky Pig spirit already. Dog.
Yeah, you already know. Let them use you. You know how to say it. Yeah.
It's about managing emotions in a healthy way, developing coping mechanisms, and fostering mental well-being, right? So what made me think about this, right, is I had a little incident this morning, you know, and I was, you know, telling Keisha about it and some other people because they asked me about it, right?
Right.
So I'm at I had to go to one of my stops, you know, the hospital this morning. So I get there and this guy, he kind of parked in my spot. We got a reserved spot, right?
Right.
So now this gonna lead me into my next question, my first question. Then you can, you know,
right. I got you.
He in my spot. So I'm like, yo, I go up there the diplomatic way, right? I said, hey, bro, how much longer you gonna be? So he said, I don't know. So I said, you know, I got to get this stuff off because it's for the people that got to come in first or whatever. He said, well, I don't know what to tell you. So at this point, it's early, you know, so I said, you know, I'm going to handle it the other way. I go up top, get my man that's in charge of stuff down there, come back. And in other words, they had to call security.
Okay.
And they never showed up. Shout out to security, whoever, they know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, you had to give them a shout out.
Yeah, they ain't even show up, dog. So I gave him about 35, 40 minutes. And then Sergeant Whitaker showed up. So I'm like, hey man, how much longer you got? I don't know, probably about 20 minutes. So I said, no, bro, you got to roll up. Hey bro, you got to go. I done gave you 37, 38 minutes. You got to go. Well, I don't know what the fuck. You got to get wherever you got to do. You got to put it somewhere else.
Right.
So in that, his tone went from up here to kind of like down here.
Met force with force.
Because Sergeant Whitaker showed up, right? So my question is aggression instilled in kids, dog, or is that something that's learned?
It's probably learned. Well, it could go, I say 50-50.
50-50?
I say 50-50. But it's probably, I would give more percentage to learn or how your percentage of being learned. The reason why I say 50-50 because like you said, with a situation like that with me, you know what I'm saying? I understand it's on the job or whatever, but I probably would have, when he first told me what he told you in the beginning, I probably would have went on I probably would have went on to 100 before they even went and got security. You know what I'm saying? Because you already want to be like, a smart aleck or whatever you want to call it.
From the jump.
Already, right? So the reason why I say it would be, I would say, is it instilled or is it learned or whatever? In kids, I would say 50-50 because you got to learn those tactics on the playground.
Is it instilled in them?
Or
and I'm with you.
Learn.
Or is it learned? I think I'm with you on 50-50 on both. Yeah. Because the reason why I say that is because like most parents, they try the diplomatic way of like, hey, I need you to clean your room. I need you to go ahead and handle that, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So the kids, they say, okay, I got you. And they keep doing what they're doing. And they keep, ignoring and ignoring. And then when you amp and go up a notch on them,
the ball game changes.
It changes. So I'm saying, so when they get older, they feel like, hey, I'm going to use the same tactic that my mom and dad used because it got me moving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was
and like I said, as far as like I know that's probably part of the learned or whatever, or instilled, however way you want to use it. But I would go another route too with instill, because I would instill it. I instill it like that kind of a level in my kids, especially my youngest daughter, because she's still on the middle school level, right?
Yeah.
I instill some of that in her because you ain't gonna be bullied.
Exactly.
Because if you don't instill it in them to a certain level, you'll get ran over like a dump truck will run over somebody. You'll get ran over on the regular out here in these streets.
For sure.
Or wherever you at. Like you said, you was at the business, and my man trying to he gonna bully you. He gonna little boy you or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
he dragged the little boy until Sergeant Whitaker came back, because I had to handle it a different way because
you're on the job,
and you got this contract that you got to keep, right? So now you don't want to act up. You know what I'm saying? Especially when especially if I've already seen the guy. He's seen me bunches of times, so hey, bro, that ain't what you're supposed to be. So so aggression can be instinctive. Children are born with basic emotional responses like frustration, fear, or anger. This can naturally lead to aggressive behavior, hitting, yelling, and etc. When they don't yet know how to express emotions in healthy ways. Some research even shows that temperament and impulse can be partly genetic. Some kids may have been prone to aggressive reactions, more aggressive reactions than others. But that doesn't mean aggression is inevitable or permanent. Aggression is often learned, like you said, environment. It can be biological, was the first one, because we said 50-50, which is right. Aggression is often learned. Environmental, like they learn it, like kids watch, kids absorb, kids imitate. If they grow up around violence, yelling, and harsh discipline, they can learn that aggression is normal and necessary for getting what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in some environments, I would say, like you said, they can be aggressive. Like you said, they seen it, the aggression. So, like I said, it can be learned that way. But I guess with like what I was saying earlier, like when I teach my daughter, I don't teach her, now she's not aggressive, but you ain't, like I said, but you ain't gonna bully her neither.
Exactly.
So but I do understand what you're saying about when you see like little boys in the neighborhood, like say like in the neighborhood park or something like that. And they see the older guys, they might be trying to be aggressive towards somebody, or trying to they in turn they're bullying somebody, the older guys. So you see the little guys trying to follow the older guys. So now they coming to, now they want to be pushed. So that's what you're talking about with the aggression. They're being aggressive.
And then like not only that, it can come from like movies, peer pressure. They watch valid cartoons and all kind of stuff that it can be instilled in them that way. And kids use aggression when they lack tools. Most young children show some form of aggression, especially during toddler years. When they can't have their way, they hit, they bite, they scratch, they yell, they kick, they roll on the floor, they do all that, and they need to be met with your aggression.
Temper tantrum. They always used to say, if you fall on the floor, you fall out on the floor, I'm gonna fall out down there with you. I guarantee you'll get up. But going forward, this is what's going on with the new age. See, they don't discipline their kids no more. So when their kids fall out on the floor and like you said, what you just named, temper tantrum, all that, and when they're accustomed to doing that, that's what they taking into the world as they get older.
For sure.
Because they ain't never been met. They ain't never been met with discipline the way they're supposed to.
Exactly. And that, I was we was in Charleston, and we was in the restaurant, and bro, they had to literally drag him in the restaurant. He was screaming and hollering, and literally. So I'm just like, my thought process on it. Now I know you got to go with where your parents want to go, right? That's just how it is.
Right.
But bro, when the restaurant is nice and quiet, when I tell you like screaming from the diaphragm, he was going deep down. He was going from the bottom all the way to the top, and she still trying to drag him. He fight. I'm talking about, bro, he on the floor. She dragged him by his arm from the front door.
And that make him look like, that'll make the customers look like is she abusing him?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'll make him look like, you abused him. Then the bad part about it, the people, society is so soft now. It's like, like when you going into the restaurant like that, what she should have took that belt off, or a switch if she got one. A lot of people might not know about them switches, but yeah, she get one of them switches or a nice belt, and she should have lit him up and carried him in there. But like I said, if she had done that, somebody would have been video. She's abusing him or whatever. So society gotten so soft that you can't discipline no kids no more. In turn, that's when these kids start killing their parents and their grandparents, because they ain't got discipline when they was coming up. So they don't have no discipline.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let me say this to you too, because we got to get ready to come up against the break. You got a smaller delay, not a little small. It'll freeze up just a little bit here and there. So I want to let you know that too when we get ready to go, because we're getting ready to go break. But I'm gonna say this. So aggression. So is aggression instilled in kids? Partly, yes. But it's like you said, it's mostly learned from, like amping on your kids, like, yo, hey, you don't make me. But anyway, we up against the break, y'all. We'll be right back. I got some theories that I want to go into with that, and then we'll be right back after the break, y'all.
Okay.
I can find my joint. There we go.
Signed up to fight for freedom. What a price you had to pay. Picture in a helmet, missing family every day. Your Lady Liberty, dressed like G.I. Jane. Some scars we'll never see. She will never be the same. She's a mother, she's a daughter. She's a sister and a friend. Standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. On that old dusty base with the meadows that shine, she's been to hell and back for the stars and the stripes. Your Lady Liberty, dressed like G.I. Jane, and some scars we'll never see, and she will never be the same. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister and a friend, standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. Yeah, yes. For the ones that didn't make it, we will pause and then we cry. We can still see their smile in every sunrise. She's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister and a friend, standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk 133 with Shaw and Daryl. We back at it.
Sir.
Back at it. So,
sir.
we already established that aggression in kids is learn to talk, right? These are some of the theories that prove that. Number one, social learning theory by Albert Bandura. The core idea: children learn behavior by observing, imitating, and modeling others, especially adults and peers. The implication: if kids see violence or aggression at home, in media, or in school, they may copy it, believing it's acceptable or effective. Number two, behaviorism. B.F. Skinner, I remember studying him in school, the Skinner box and all that. And his thought on it is core idea: behavior, including aggression, is shaped by rewards or punishment. And that was his big thing. He always talked about rewards and stuff like that. If your child learns that aggression helps them to get what they want, attention towards control, they'll likely repeat it. In other words, skin that hiney. When they start doing all that, they'll stop. That's what his main thing was. Even negotiate, even negative attention like yelling, can reinforce aggression if it's consistent. For example, if a child hits a toy and it works, aggression is reinforced. So y'all know what to do with that. Ecological systems theory. The core idea: a child's behavior is influenced by the environment around them, family, school, media, community. Aggression can be taught indirectly through exposure to family conflict, community violence, or media portrays of aggression. Think about back in the day, Frank Lucas in the movie, Denzel in it. The boys want to be Frank Lucas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to walk around like they Frank Lucas. You know, I'm like, come on, bro. You are not Frank Lucas. Cut it out.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
You know, so you can learn that, you know, by seeing it, you know, people in the movies, they want to be people still now talking about what my man named
Nino.
Not him too, but the other one, the real popular movie, Al Pacino,
Scarface. Yeah.
People still wear Scarface shirts thinking they Scarface. Like, cut it out. Y'all like 60 years old. You're not Scarface. You know what I'm saying? The child is shaped by every layer of their world, even if it's not direct teaching. Number 4, the cognitive theory. The core idea: children develop their understanding of the world based on how they interpret social cues. If a child misinterprets a neutral action as hostile, someone accidentally bumping them, they may respond with aggression. Like grown folk do that now. You stepped on my shoe, bro.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier about that aggression.
Yeah,
they learned that from the big boys.
Yep.
You know, so the counter turns, like I said, turns into bullying.
Yeah, 100%. And they turn around and shove them, like, you know, hey, bro, you stepped on my shoes. And some people has went as far as and killed somebody for scuffing a pair of white shoes, rather than just, you know, having to wipe it off. You know what I'm saying? They in life in jail over a scuff on a pair of white shoes.
Yep.
Don't make sense. Frustration, aggression. Core idea: aggression is a response to blocked goals or frustration. Children who lack emotional regulation or communication skills may learn to respond to frustration with aggression, especially if they see others do the same. Like you said, man, if they frustrated and they can't figure it out, they act out. It's just that simple.
That's because I look at it, man, when they do that, man, it's like they ain't taught. You know what I'm saying? They ain't I feel like they used to having their way.
There you go.
So then when they get frustrated, instead of them, you know, by them used to having their way all the time, everything is supposed to be right and set up just fine for them. And when it don't go their way, they lash out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They ain't taught.
That's exactly what it is. I feel like I'm with you. I agree with you. They ain't taught that if you act up, this what's gonna happen. You know, the B.F. Skinner one is more so the one that he teaches that, like, hey, if you do this, this what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? If you hit some, I'm gonna hit some. Just plain simple. There's some gonna be
right.
You hit some, I'm hitting some. Let's just be clear on that. You hit some in this house, I'm hitting some in this house, because this is just how it is. I run this, it's my house, whatever, right? And so we're gonna go to the next one after this, and this is something that I have been, since what's going on in the world. You know, people have, been talking about this, and and all this stuff like that. So what this mean? Aggression isn't just about biologically or bad behavior. It's often a learned response, and with the right tools, it can be unlearned. You know what the right tools they talk about?
That belt and that switch.
If your parents, if y'all don't know, ask.
Like we stated earlier, but man, like like we said, man, I don't know what the shift what shift has taken place.
Yeah, bro.
But the parents don't discipline them no more, man.
They don't.
They don't like the way that we got discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They don't do that anymore. So, you know, it's that's why society like it is. That's why the kids are like they are. They ain't never been touched.
For real, man. For real. And we're going to the next one, dog. We're getting ready to jump off in the deep end on this one.
Okay.
You know, on the YouTube channel, I got a couple of nice little hits on the YouTube channel, dog. I ain't responded back yet. As the old folks, I got to pray about my response if I respond back.
Okay, what you got? What you got?
All right. Is racism taught, dog? Like in this climate.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, you ain't even got to try to take your time and dissect that. That's a straight up answer.
That's a straight listen, bro. And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, dude. I'm gonna break some of this down because some people actually think it ain't. They think they come out like that, right? So where's racism taught? You're 100% correct. Racism is taught. Where is it taught? In the home. Children can pick up subtle and not so subtle cues from the family. Comments, jokes, body language, who is welcome, trusted, or feared, what is said when no one is listening, but the kids are always listening, dog. Through media, through news, through shows, social media platforms, how we view different people, reinforcing stereotypes unless challenged. In the school system, you know, in history books, if a child learns about one group's achievements and another suffering without full context or truth, they may form skewed ideas about worth and identity. Now that right there, bro, is like one that, you know, we talked about this. I think that the superiority complex. They think they could be better than somebody else because you think about they're reading a book about a slave, and all I see is that my race is over top of them. Right. They feel like they can still do that. Right.
And that's why it's that's why they're slowly trying to erase the books out of history.
Yeah.
They don't want the kids to learn the history, you know, of what happened or what it was. I mean, it ain't like it just, you know, history just happened. It's been, that's why they call it history. It's been, you know, back in the day. And so they're trying to take the books out so that the people won't, you know, learn about it, their grandkids and stuff like that. So, you know, so that's why they're doing it.
Yeah, man. And another one in school system, in silence, racism also is taught when it's ignored. If no one names it, challenges, or teaches empathy or justice, children will fill in the blanks with what they see. Like, hey, I'm with that. Everybody want to be on a winning team,
right?
So if they winning, I want to be the one that's winning. I want to be on the team with them. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna. We got no time. We got no time. We good.
I'll touch back on when you finish on it. I'll touch back on that on the other side of the break too about the you know, it's about the undertone, racism. What you talking about?
Yeah,
because I won't have enough time, you know, to say what I'm gonna say about that.
Okay, I got you. So I'm gonna just read a little bit of this. Then, why do some people think racism is natural or inborn? They confuse racial awareness with racism. A baby can notice radical. They confuse radical awareness with racism. A baby can notice racial differences as early as 6 months. Some people misinterpret this proof that racism is natural when it really is just visual recognition, not judgment or hate. And seeing the difference is the same as believing in the bruh. What's going on today, dog?
We gonna make it, bro.
I don't understand. Like, it seemed like when I hit play or record. When we start recording and we get this live thing going, bro, some of the words just won't go. But we up against the break, y'all. We'll be right back, y'all. Right after the break.
Right.
I wish there was some place that I could go where I got the promise to never be alone. These bars all have last call, and my friends, they ain't home. I wish there was some place that I could go with a heartache this big, a bottle this small. I don't think I'm ready to deal with it all. I need a 24-hour heartbreak saloon where they never have last call and play country tunes. When she walked out of my life, I nearly broke down, drowning my heartache in every bar in this town. Sooner or later, they all closed the doors, and I was left playing guitar at home on the floor with a heartache this big, a bottle this small. I don't think I'm ready to deal with it all. I need a 24-hour heartbreak saloon where they never have last call and play country tunes. With a heartache this big, a bottle this small. I don't think I'm ready to deal with it all. I need a 24-hour heartbreak saloon where they never have last call and play country tunes. Yeah, they never have last call and play good old tunes.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk 133 with Charles and Daryl.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. Before we went to the break, you said you wanted to talk about something because we're going to, once you do that, we're going to talk about how we fight this thing now.
What I was going to say was, first of all, we all have, white people that we associate with. So this is not a racial, like a racist type thing that we're talking about is awareness.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
for
we
sure.
got white friends, we got white neighbors, we work with, you know, white people, whatever. But what I was going back to say, or what you was touching on was when it's taught in the home, you know, and you know, we've all been around, you know, people that does this, you know, like I say, for instance, like on the job. See, it used to be guys used to be on the job. They used to love to, you know, do black and white jokes.
Yeah.
With each other, right? And I used to tell guys, I said, listen, I said, now y'all do that over there. I said, but I don't do the black and white jokes. I don't do that. So y'all, whatever y'all do, you know, y'all do that. I'm cool with everybody. I talk with everybody. I said, but y'all do that over there, right? And in ways, what I mean by what is learned, like, you know, if you are out somewhere, like, and you got like a group of white guys or something like that, you know, maybe work, because I'm gonna give you an example. They may be working or whatever, and they be throwing subtle jokes and hints or whatever, right? And they may not think that you pick up on it. Like the old school guys, now we can pick up on, like, if it's a you know, a racial undertone joke, right? But just like the lady that was in the car shop over this way, you know, like that went viral on the news or whatever.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
she picked up on it, and she told them to put her car down and pull it out the bay, right? She said, I'll take my business somewhere else. They was trying to figure out what she was talking about, but she picked up on the racial undertone joking that they were doing behind the counter during the Juneteenth holiday, right?
Yep.
But the reason why I say the young crowd is going right the way they want them to go without their history. They won't know their history, because see, when they taking their history out, they see they'll be able to throw those racial undertone shady jokes in front of the younger crowd of people, and they won't know what they're talking about
at all.
They'll be laughing at them and joking and laughing at them at the same time, making them look stupid. And the young crowd wouldn't even know what it is. But you know, the older crowd like us, or like me in particular, like you too, we can pick up on it and we can check it at the front door. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, again, you know, it's not nothing like it's racial, or, you know, I'm against white folks or white folks against me or whatever. You know, it may be the case in some cases. I don't know, but I'm just saying. But it's just bringing awareness to what it is, because some people don't like to touch that.
Yeah, true that. True.
But I'll touch bases on that, because I, you know, not necessarily been done to me. Because if it's around me, I'll check it.
Yeah.
I'm like, look here, we ain't ready to do this, because I still got some of my white brothers, you know, that keep in touch with me, that's in the Corps. Yeah. That we was in the Corps together. So it ain't like that we up here, you know, like, you know, we against white people and we don't like white people, but white people don't like us and all that stuff like that. Man. It's not like that. Nope. Yeah, like I said, you know, we just bringing awareness. And this is what we was talking about, like these kids, like a lot of this stuff is taught in the home, like the younger white kids. Because they don't know these undertone old school white jokes, terminology about black people, but for some reason they know it, so it's taught at home to them.
Exactly.
You know exactly. Yeah. So then that's pretty much what I had to touch bases on. You know, like we know, like especially in particular me or whatever. You know, we know when the undertone jokes and shades come in, you can see it in comments. You know, on videos or whatever the case may be, you can see it, you can tell, you know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
But the young crowd don't know. They don't know how to pick up on it. So that's what I mean by this. The more they erase the books and the history and all that stuff out of the way, the less and less and less that the young black people will know anything about the history. So they wouldn't even pick up on it. Or what's going on. You know, they won't be aware of anything. Yeah. But yeah, that's my take on that.
All right. So how do we fight racism? The way we started, dog, people got to start with themselves.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard.
You can't fight racism publicly if you ignore it privately. Examine your own biases. Get uncomfortable. Growth comes when you challenge what you've always accepted, for like what you were just saying. It didn't feel probably comfortable to the lady at the time when she was saying it, but when she said, "Hey, y'all put down my car," and we knew where to roll. You know what I'm saying?
She knew what time it was. She knew what they was talking about. But see, they probably figured that she was over there reading a book or
and
whatever.
didn't really hear it. Yeah.
She didn't know what they was. They felt like she didn't know what they was talking about, because a lot of times, like back when I was working, guys used to do that on the job with other guys that's willing participants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't stop that at the front door, it's gonna keep pushing through your front door.
For sure. And then you got to keep learning. Read books, listen to stories, watch documentaries, learn real history, not just the filtered version. Speak up, even when it's risky. Silence helps racism stay hidden. Correct, as you were saying, correct racist jokes or comments, even from family and friends. Do it respectfully, but do it. Call out injustice when it's call out injustice, not when it's just trending. Your silence gives consent. Speak up for those who cannot speak up for themselves. Proverbs 31:8 is one of the scriptures they put in here. Teach the next generation. Racism is taught, so is anti-racism.
Yeah,
it must be taught too. Raise your children, like you said. We won't raise like that, so it won't a thing for us to look at people in a different way. We just looked at people as people.
That's it.
I didn't know no different. I honestly, like you said, man, we was taught, it was here from us so good that a lot of times you didn't know racism existed. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Growing up. Yeah, you're right.
It was here so good. We didn't really know, but raise your children or mentor the youth to see and celebrate differences, not fear them. Be honest about America's real history, which is not going on right now. I just got to say it. Yeah. Also about its potential to do better. Normalize diversity in books, media, and conversations. I reason why I'm going through this, guy. I got bored with, when I do the research,
but real quick, I know you got to go through it. Really, man, it ain't gonna end. It's not gonna end, because, like I say, real quick, anytime, like I got to say it, because this is the platform, this is what we need to do. We got to put it out there.
Yeah.
Any time a person of color accelerates or even elevate, is always, you're gonna see some undertone stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna say something, whether it's DEI. The new DEI is the new racist word now, if you ask me. And then another thing, real quick, and I'll let you go ahead and finish. It's just like the other day, I told somebody, I said, every time a person of color elevate, I said, y'all always have some, they have some slick remarks. It was some guys on a show, right? I was watching, and this black lady, she won the lottery. She hit the lottery out this way, right? Got about 4 million, right? Something like that, right? So the first thing the guys were saying, but see, like I said, I pick up on it. Young crowd don't. First thing they were saying was, she got that money, I guess she gonna go and get her Chrysler 300 with some rims on it. And that stereotype, typical stuff for what they'll say about us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Instead of congratulating, that's the first thing that comes out of their mouths. Some shady stuff like that. And that's the kind of stuff. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm tapping in on.
Yeah.
But as far as like your answer to your question, it ain't gonna never end. Not racism.
Yeah, it's boy, it's like a cancer, dog.
Yeah,
it's in there. Build real relationships across lines. Proximity kills prejudice. You get to know people from different races, cultures, and backgrounds, not just superficially. Listen to their experiences. Do not explain them away. True change comes from empathy, not ego. Support justice, not just charity. Advocate for fair policies in school. This is how we try to get rid of racism. You know what I'm saying? And advocate for fair practices in schools, housing, healthcare, and criminal justice. Support Black and brown-led organizations doing anti-racism work. I had to put that out there because some people come into the middle of the show. What are they talking about?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, we talking about how to end racism, y'all.
Right.
In this segment, that's what we're talking about. But I got something good for them at the end of the show, dog.
Okay.
I know they going through a little tough time right now, so I'm gonna try to try to hook them up. And I know we right up against the break again. So once we come out the break, we're gonna shift out of this, y'all. I got some, a little bit, but I got some good for. We'll be right back, y'all, after the break.
It's time for a vacation, and Fairway Travels is here to share great specials for you to choose from. Discover the charm and features of one of Sandal's 16 all-inclusive, luxury included, adults-only resorts, or a family-friendly beaches destination in the Caribbean. Or how about a couples resort in Jamaica? If cruising's your preference, get thunderstroke aboard Carnival Cruise Lines or set sail on an award-winning Royal Caribbean ship. Join Virgin Voyages now for a wonderful adults-only sailing. It doesn't matter if you choose to travel by plane, train, automobile, cruise ship, or rowboat, we can help you reach your dream destination. Contact Fairway Travels today at 228-365-1012. That's 228-365-1012. Or email bookitnow247@gmail.com. Fairway Travels, where your journeys keep satisfying.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk 133 with Shaw and Daryl. So before we went to the break, dog, we was just talking about, man, y'all stop playing. Reach out to Red. Tell them Man Talk 133 sent y'all, dog. Y'all need to go on a vacation, dog. Get yourself together. Get your head right. You know what I'm saying? You can do wherever you want to go. I think I seen him in the Virgin Islands somewhere. Hey,
Red, get you right.
They're telling Man Talk 133 sent y'all over there, y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the bottom, before I shift, and I'm gonna shift, and then I'm gonna ask you another question, and then we're gonna shift into the last part where I, try to look out for the people real quick. The bottom line, you don't need a platform to fight racism. You just need courage, consistency, and compassion. Speak up, show up, stay in it, because racism doesn't need hate to survive. It just needs people to look away. So if you look away, dog, you just complete. If you, like you said, if you hearing these little jokes and you ain't saying nothing, then you just you kind of agreeing with what they saying, even though they talking about you. Cause you know what's crazy though, dog? Some people want to be so cool with people. Whatever.
Yeah, either they'll be saying, look at that, he a dumb one. You know what I'm saying? You stupid, cause he can't pick up on it.
And they laughing at you. And you think they laughing with you, but they laughing at you.
Yeah, laughing, right. Exactly.
So Doc, this is a question I got to ask for. I told you I did so much stuff, Doc. Are kids failures because of their parents, Doc?
Are they failures because of their parents?
Yeah.
Nope. I would say no.
I don't either, but I do feel like they kind of play a part a little bit. They ain't all the way, but they kind of. I'm gonna let you go ahead first, though.
Yeah, because I guess it kind of depends on how you're looking at it. The reason why I say no is because, like I say, a lot of times, we can do all that we can do to raise our kids and raise them up, and they're just determined that they're not gonna be nothing when they grow up. They gonna just be sorry and lazy or whatever. Just ain't gonna got no work ethic or nothing like that. They wouldn't know a lot more than not. They wasn't taught like that in the home. Now some were. They saw how their parents were, but a lot of them, because a lot of parents blame themselves like, man, I did all I could do. My son just ain't gonna do right. My daughter just ain't gonna do right. And they feel like they got to wear that burden because of that, but you don't have to wear that burden. I mean, you did what you did what you could do in raising them, and they decided to choose what they were going to do. Whether it's work ethic or not. So what's your take on it?
All right. So based on the research, dog, not entirely are kids failures because of their parents. Every person has free will, just like you just said, and children eventually make their own choices. Some kids grow up to be grow up with incredible parents and still struggle.
Yep.
Others grow up in chaos and rise above it. Blaming the parents for every failure oversimplifies the truth. Now, parents absolutely shape the foundation. A child's first lessons about love, worth, discipline, identity, resilience, how to fail and bounce back. For example, you think about if they're teaching them their identity. Like I saw a hunting show some time back. You know, it ain't no wrong with having your kids out hunting, male or female, right? But I saw a show, and this guy had his 8-year-old daughter out there, right? And she kills a deer, and he's trying to, make a, sit on the deer, take pictures and drag the deer and all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
And she didn't feel comfortable doing it. So he's trying to make her into something that she ain't.
Right.
Now, when she get older, will that shift her identity of whether she should be the manly way or the woman way?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He trying to I don't know if he got a son or not, but he's trying to live through her as if she was his son.
Yeah.
So that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, and I don't know if he had one or not, but I'm just saying, think about it. Like he's if he keeps doing that, he's gradually taking away her identity, and that he's shaping her into something she may not want to be. She may not want to cut open deer, get blood all over, and shoot deer and watch them die and all. That may be not her thing. She may not be into that. You know what I'm saying? And so while parents aren't responsible for every outcome, they are accountable for the environment they create. Because I got to give them scripture, dog. Because if you give them scripture, you're gonna back up. They'll back up a little bit.
Go ahead, say just a little bit.
They'll back up a hair, and then they'll come back and try to rephrase the scriptures you just gave them. But the Bible said you can't add to or take from it. So it's Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and he or she, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Didn't mean kids don't stray too far. I wouldn't say they stray too far what their parents taught them, like what our mom taught us. We didn't stray too far. We went a little bit out of it, but it's just because of what we saw from our uncles, drinking and all that stuff like that. But we didn't go way out of it. Like some folks go way out, bank robberies and all kind of crazy stuff they be doing.
Yeah, because we had the foundation.
There you go. And
we had the foundation.
And she had a foundation too, Doc.
You had that right. No doubt.
Yeah, she had a foundation too. And put that belt on you.
Yeah, and real quick too, like what you were saying. So about as far as like kids watching the foundation. I'll tap in on this real quick too, because I know some people are probably like, well, he missed this part, or they'll say, what about these people? Now, you're as far as like parents that's failing their kids. Now, if you growing up in the, let's say, like, not saying that their kids can't rise, but if you growing up in the projects and you ain't trying to do nothing else, but wave them fans and do the newest line dances and all that, and that's all the kids have ever seen. Your grandma did it, so now your mama doing it, and now you gonna do it. That's failing them.
Yeah, for
you know what I'm saying? That's failing them, because a lot of times, that can be a recycle too.
Yeah,
like when you see them come up. Yeah, when you see them come up in the hood like that, like with some people that's still in the hood. Like that's where they were, like when we was back in the hood, and their kids are back, and then their kids are taking their place, and their grandkids have taken their place.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So they didn't try to evolve, you know what I mean? So, but like as far as like you trying to, put the foundation down for those hardworking parents.
Yeah,
trying to put a foundation for the kids and stuff like that, and then if their kids go astray after they put their foundation, it ain't no blame on the parents.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know what, bro? I'm at some of this stuff, dog. I'm gonna have to do. Hey, y'all follow us up on YouTube, dog, because I'm gonna have to do another one on YouTube for the.
Oh yeah.
Get all this, bro. You know what? And I said, self, I ain't gonna overdo it today.
Right.
But guess what I did? Overdid.
You know what? Cause it was some people asked you to do you got to do another solo one by yourself, don't you?
Yeah, I got to do.
You got to do a second one where I guess they want you to do the follow up one or the one you did last week. When I was off, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, hey, bro.
They was like, we need a second part of that, So I don't know, they want to see you do a solo or what.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I do so much research and stuff. When you doing this stuff here, man, you got to try to be as accurate as possible because you got to do the research because you got people that they listen to it, and once you post this stuff, they gonna comment.
They got that spotlight and that fine tooth comb. They gonna make sure they gonna see and check and see if you right.
Exactly.
Or close.
Or like I said, or close. Because if you ain't nowhere near, they're gonna let you know. And some people, man, we just talking right now, y'all.
Oh yeah.
We just sitting around talking right now. But some people don't understand what it take to do podcasting, radio shows, the time you got to put into it, the effort, to do it. But the only thing they do is they throw the rock and hide their hand.
Critique.
That's it.
That's all they do is sit back and critique.
And if you ask them, hey, you want to come on the show? I ain't coming on the show.
Oh no, man. I got something to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But they critique though. They got the I'm
glad you putting it out there like we putting it out like because you're right. They'll sit back and critique. But like I said, you offer them, hey, let's do an interview.
Oh no, I'm good, bro.
I'm straight. Man, I'm kind of microphone shy.
Yeah, man. Well, shout out to Joel, man, and MBR for getting us a shout out here, man, and stuff like that.
That's right.
And we ain't said this in a minute either. Shout out to all the artists, man. They veteran artists, and hey, some of them you got some longs, dog. So let me get into this because I want to share this real quick before we get off here. I know right now there's a lot of people losing jobs. They, they going, they on the verge of losing jobs or whatever. Somebody shared this with me, so I'm gonna share it with y'all, and y'all can go. I probably had to paste it somewhere, maybe YouTube and Instagram, somewhere where y'all can go because there's a lot.
I'm gonna let you take us on out with it.
I got you. Looking for remote opportunities in 2025. Here are 27 platforms that offer remote job opportunities in USD. One of them is TopTal, TOPTAL. The next one is Sky the Drive. And, I'm sorry, y'all. Skip the Drive. One is nodesk.co. The other one is remotehabits.com. One is remotive.com, remoteforme.com, remotees.com, justremote.com. I'm at to post it, y'all, because it's so many. And then not to mention, I'm just go through the list some more. Flexjobs.com, angel.co, upwork.com, freelancer. Some of these people, some people know freelance and all that stuff like that. Virtualvacations.com, outsourcely.com, and some of these they offer. The other part they sent me is they offer Google's offering free online courses with certifications.
Okay, so that's what it is. I was gonna ask you to name that again for the people.
Yeah, it's a lot, but Google is offering the free courses like Google Data Analytics. I got the link and all that stuff, that they can go to. Google Project Management, Google Introduction to Generative AI, Google Cybersecurity, Google UX Design, Google Digital Marketing and E-commerce, Google IT support. You know,
these are jobs, right?
These ones at the bottom I just read, these are certificates. The ones up top, you know, is where, you know, like remotive.com, toptail.com, all these, skip the drive, all these are jobs you can work remote from home and stuff like
cool.
that. You know what
cool.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
In the bottom,
they would love it.
Yeah, and in the bottom you just got the Google courses you can go in, some of them free, you know. So I want to share the information because we out of time, y'all. I know we started out, you know, punching folk in the throat, but
it be like this sometime, you know. Hey, sometimes people ain't gonna like what we got to talk about, and sometimes they will, but you know they do. But hey, we just gotta do what we gotta do.
Hey man, hope y'all like the show, man. Thanks for y'all for tuning in. The information, I'm gonna try to post it. It's probably going to be on YouTube or somewhere because I can't post the link in here in the chat because it's so long. You know, so that's the only way I know how to get it, y'all. Man, y'all can follow us on Man Talk 133 with Charles and Daryl on YouTube. You know, and we'll go from there. Y'all, hey, thank y'all for joining the show, and we out till next time. God.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.